It's live on lockdown time once again with Hollywood Hills, and our pleasure to welcome our youngest ever lockdowner. It's going to be the turn of the unstoppable Matti Meyer. Matti, thanks for finding time in your school schedule to catch up with us. How has lockdown been for you so far?
So I enjoyed kind of lockdown, but not really because I can't go and ride my bike. But to stay fit, do I do gym. I ride my bicycle around, and I do all of that. And so some of it's good, some of it's bad.
We were talking just now about your home studies. You say you're actually liking it more than going to school. Tell us why that is.
Because we don't get as much work.
Okay.
So I have more time to play outside, and so I enjoy the homeschooling because I'm at home, and also I don't have a lot of work. So
does that
I
mean
only have like 2 pages of maths and some of that stuff, and then I'm done.
Oh, that sounds awesome, man. Sign me up. And what is mom and dad been making you do? Have you got like a list of chores? We all got like all these jobs we have to do. What do you have to do? What's your chores?
So first I have to get dressed, brush my teeth, and make my bed. Then I have to get onto my online schooling, and then I have to do maths and English and reading and all of that. And then when I'm done all of that, I'm done and I can go play outside.
That sounds good. So you don't have to mow the lawn? You're getting away without that? Okay. Okay. But you've done okay then. You've done okay.
Yeah.
Because I have to mow the lawn. I don't know where I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I've got to mow the lawn, do the washing up. My list is gnarly. But I don't have to do maths homework, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Matti, we've kind of been chatting to you and your dad, and you've become friends with me and the camera crew at the end of last year and this year. Just tell the viewers at home, because the whole idea of lockdown is to kind of give everyone an idea of who you are and where you came from. So tell us where your little racing journey began and how it all started.
So I first started riding at a track called Teratopia. There was this big open field that I could ride in a circle around there just to like warm up and do all of that stuff. And then when I'm done doing that, I go into the small flat track. And then there I just practice all going fast through the corners and getting the right speed through the corners. And then when I'm done with that, I go to the big track and test out what I've done on the big track. So what I've made up.
Yeah. And you kind of jumped straight onto the 50 cc's, right? You didn't come from the Pee-wees.
Yeah. So the first time I got on my bike was here in the garden, and then I rode up to the top of the garden and back just to see how it feels. And then after that, I got my other 50. That was my motocross 50, and the other one was my Enduro 50. So, and then I got my 65, which I ride Farm Jam on. And next year I'll ride my 65 for like ever.
Everything. Yeah.
Until I get up to 85s.
I've been loving watching you riding on the 50s and the 65s. I know your dad does a little bit of riding as well. Is that what kind of got you into it, or?
Yeah. I always used to watch like Supercross and GNCC. So I love to watch those things. And then I asked my dad, can I start riding? And he said, okay, but we just need to get you a bike and kits. So I first got all my kits, and then I got my bike, and then I rode to the top of the garden and back.
I've just got this picture in my mind of you walking around your house without a motorbike, but with all the motocross kit on. Was that right?
Yeah.
We all did it. Don't worry. We all did it. I still do it sometimes. If I want to watch Supercross, I'll put my helmet and goggles on. Have you been watching the Supercross while they've been on lockdown as well? Like over the last week, I saw they were racing without the crowds. What did you think of that?
I don't really watch like the interviews on Supercross. I just watch the races. So that's technically all I watch on YouTube.
Okay,
and
cool.
GNCC.
Yeah, man. Yeah, GNCC. Is that where you want to go race in the future, GNCCs?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's definitely a call. I know Brad Cox has been across there. Lawrence Mahoney and Kenny went across. So I think that's kind of where you kids can probably aim for if you're racing farm jams and GXCCs. Matty, let's talk about the farm jams from last year. That's kind of where you started to really come good. We were doing all the TV from the second half of the year. So talk us through, maybe let's start at round number 4. Do you remember that one? Round number 4, you had a good run. That was when we used to start at that bottom field. Tell us how that race went for you.
That race went quite good. I didn't really fall that much. It was quite sandy and grassy. There were a lot of fast, long straights. The forests were quite tight, but not too tight. And the only thing that I didn't like about that race is where I kept on forgetting that I had to go the one way where this video is showing right now. I kept on trying to go the by the tires because I couldn't remember which way. But then after about like 3 or 4 laps, I got into the field where I had to go that way, or else I'll just crash.
Yeah, I hear you. And those races, you generally seem to have the similar competition to go up against. So tell me how you rate those guys. Obviously, last season was all about little Derek Milan and Jean-Luc van der Westhuizen. Tell me about those kids.
So, Jean-Luc and Derek Milan, they are my enduro friends, and but when I get to racing them, it's like fun switch overtaking each other and all of that stuff.
You seem to be so equally matched, though, especially at those farm jam events. If one of you kids makes a mistake, the other kid wins. Do you see it like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
on the GXCC, I forgot his name, but he came second in round 2 GXCC.
That was Carter, hey? Carter, yeah.
Carter. Me and him crashed, and if I didn't get up and ride, if I just sat there for help, he would have came first, and I would have came like last. So good thing I got up and rode, and then after that, me and Carter, we had I think 2 second difference. And after that, we finished the race.
Yeah, we actually couldn't believe it. You were, I think, when you crossed the line for that win at round number 2. Carter was literally on your wheel. I mean, you can see the shot there. You took the flag, and that's Carter's second place. So
yeah.
I think actually it was, even though we've done the 2 GXCCs this year, I think it was actually the closest finish of the season, which is a big deal. Tell us about the decision to race GXCC 50s, but then the 65 at the other events. What was the thinking behind that?
I normally ride my 50 in like motocross races and all of that. So I chose to ride my 50 in GXCC just because it's a little bit more technical than Farm Jam. So Farm Jam is like flat and fast. So I decided to do that on my 65, and also to get more faster on my 65. So then on my 50, I ride the GXCC because it's a little more technical.
Right. These are the shots from the new style start of Farm Jam. I'd actually been speaking to Leon and the Farm Jam guys at the end of last year and said, can we change up the start, because you guys were racing down like a grassy field and then straight into dust. How did you think the changes went when we went onto the motocross track for the farm jams?
For the grass, it was like more enduro style, but when we started on the motocross track, I was used to that, so I just gave it as fast as I could.
So you felt a little bit more comfortable on the new starts of the motocross?
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. And then it's horrible to talk about it, but the championship for Farm Jam for last year, it was yours until about 2 laps to go on the last Farm Jam. Can you tell us about what happened there?
So on the last 2 laps, I came up to Derek and he just overtook me, and then I was catching up to him, and then through the corner he was just a little bit more faster than me, so he pulled off, and then I was behind him for the rest of the race until the finish. Then I caught up to him a little bit, and then we went through the finish line.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about the race where didn't something go wrong with your bike at the end of last year?
There were 2 things that happened to my bike, where the chain snapped and where I can't remember what it's called, but something broke on my bike and I couldn't finish the race.
It's a 50cc. It's normally the stator, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was tough to see you lose that championship, but you took it on the chin, as they say, and then you lined up this year for 2020, and you could see that you wanted to really to bring home some wins. So tell me about how you felt about the results at GXCC 1 and 2 this year, because you really came out swinging.
On my first GXCC race, I had to 2 laps get the feel for it. So those 2 laps, I was not fast but not slow. So then I was just going fast but not too fast. So then I just made the feel for it. This race, now that I know what it's about, I just went as fast as I could.
And of the 2 tracks, the first round being out at Bronkhorstspruit and the second round being at Fochville, which one was your favorite track and why?
The one at Fochville, because it was a little bit more technical and the forest was actually very tight. So my favorite part of the track was that little ravine where we had to go through that over those rocks.
Oh yeah, down by the riverbed. Yeah. I think the 50s were just big enough to get through there, but some of the smaller bikes really battled. I watched some of the Pee-wees go through there, and there's that rock garden. I've got our director Ivan absolutely dialed in there. Thanks for that, Ivan. Yeah, and then so just going back to the question between the 50s and the 65s. So you were doing so well on the 50 cc's, a second place at the opening round, a first place at the second round, and that obviously gave you the championship lead. But between those 2 races, you were rocking the 65 at the Farm Jam. How did that Farm Jam race go? I know it wasn't a win, but how did it feel actually getting up to speed on the 65?
So it felt good riding my 65 in a race, but I wasn't really very good then. So I was good, but I wasn't very good. So then I just got the feel for my 65 in Farm Jam. So then after I got that win on GXCC, it makes me feel that I can be a lot faster on my 65 now. Okay.
And I believe you actually put in quite a lot of time on the 65 after that race as well. So This lockdown's got to be killing you, because you just got fast on the thing.
Yeah. So if I want, I can ride in my garden, but my mom will probably kill me because I'm raking her grass and her flowers. So I can, if my mom says I'm allowed to. I can, if I want, to ride my bike up and down the garden. But
okay, well, don't tell Mom that I said it was okay, because I don't want Mom Meyer phoning me and getting me in trouble. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Matty. I mean, obviously, we're all hoping to go racing as soon as we possibly can. I know the motocross tracks have opened up. We've got a nice shot of. By the way, when did you meet the Binder brothers? I haven't seen those guys for ages.
That was, I think, in maybe June. No,
Yeah?
not June. Probably like July,
Well, one of
sometime.
the motocross tracks?
Yeah, at Teratopia.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Binder Bros, they do kind of sneak back here every now and again, which is super cool. Um, I know you met a couple of our racing heroes as well. You know, when you talk about where you guys can go in your future, Tay Perry obviously went pretty much the whole way racing the
Yeah.
Dakar. What did she have to say to you when you met her at one of the races there?
She just said good luck and hope you do well.
Yeah, no, she's a cool little one. She's not much taller than you, by the way. So,
Yeah.
you'll probably outgrow her pretty soon. But yeah, it's cool at the races and at the races because the juniors pit with all of the pros and the quad races. Who's your favorite pro rider at the GXCCs and Farm Jams that you get to hang out with? Who's the guy you want to be?
I don't really know a lot of them, but
You like the speed of and like style of Dart or the aggressive motocross style of Mikey Pentecost.
maybe Mikey Pentecost.
Yeah. nice and aggro style, Mikey. And he's the same as you. He's a championship points leader coming out of round number 2 as well. So you might be stood on the stage with him come the end of this year as well. Maddie, I know the motocross tracks have opened now. Are you and Dad getting out to some of the tracks maybe next weekend or the one after?
Maybe after this, I'll ask him if he can go maybe next week or the week after. And if he says yes, I'll be super happy.
Which is the track you're going to head to?
Maybe Teratopia.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
or
you just...
Smoking Pistons, because a lot of people don't really go there to ride.
Okay.
They normally just go to like ride for fun.
Both those tracks got like a mini track version, or you go rock out on the big track?
I normally, at Smoking Pistons, I warm up on the small track. It's not flat, but it's very like, there's a lot of jumps, tight corners. So there I just warm up. And then after that, I go onto the big track.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. All right, Maddie. I know it's a working day, and you really should be doing your homework right now. So
I think I'm done. My homework.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Jeez, you are way ahead of the curve, dude. Well done. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Lockdown, and you are our youngest star so far to step up to the plate. So we want to say thank you for your time, and hand across to you to say, if you want to give a shout out to anyone before we wrap up for the day.
I would say thank you. I want to say thank you to my sponsors, Pound for Pound and Mantellum. And I would like to say thank you to my family, my friends, mom and dad. And yeah.
That's cool. Well done, Maddie. That's absolutely brilliant. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you for the morning. And stick to the schooling, and we'll see you at the tracks as soon as we can. Thank you for your time, Maddie.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, from one Maddie talking to one Maddie to another Maddie talking to another Maddie. So next week's show, we managed to catch up with Matty Wilson, the kid who has been absolutely dominant on the high school 125 gate, going unbeaten on the GXCC season so far in 2020. He joins us on next week's show. That's Live on Lockdown, brought to you by Hollywood Hills in association with LiveX. That's going to be next week, 2 p.m. Tune in to talk to Matty about domination on the 125s.